On today's episode, we are going to take a quick look at Corsair Gaming. They just reported earnings, and as I am recording this episode, the stock is down about 6.5%. So let's take a quick look at what estimations were. So Corsair Gaming reported earnings per share of 36 cents versus street estimate of 39 cents. They reported revenue of about $472.9 million versus street estimate of $475 million. So they didn't meet expectations in earnings per share, and they didn't meet expectations in revenue. I mean, taking a look at earnings, we're going to look, I don't think they were too bad, especially for a 6.5% drop right now. And this is a market cap of $2.5 billion. So let's just jump right into their financials from their presentations. So like always, guys, we are going to take, if you guys want to learn more, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I put content like this on a daily basis. So 2021 Q2 revenue was about $473 million. That was up 24% compared to the same time last year. That's super strong. They are seeing strong growth in both their gaming component system and in their gamer and creator peripherals. So strong growth all around. Gross profit was also up about 24% compared to the same time last year. Pretty interesting that their gross profit and their revenues were up about the same percent, but I do believe their gross margins are the same, are pretty much flat. One thing that I do believe was a bit weird was we saw this strong growth in 24% growth in revenue, and I believe this is probably another impact in the stock prices. Their adjusted EBITDA, we saw a huge growth in revenue, we saw a huge growth in gross profit, but adjusted EBITDA only went up 4% compared to the same time last year. And they do mention a little bit about this at the end of their product here. They say that margins were negatively impacted by higher than expected logistics costs, including ocean and air freight, as well as pandemic related shutdowns impacting operations. So this is one of the main reasons adjusted EBITDA, even though we saw revenue was up 24%, even though we saw gross profits were up 24%, adjusted EBITDAs were only up 4%, mainly because of a huge impact due to these other expenses. And I do believe that is impacting the company, right? Because now you're selling more products than you were before, but making at the end of the day in the bottom line almost the same amount of money. So I can see why investors are not happy about that. So now the second thing we are going to take a quick look at is their Q2 product highlights. But before we go there, guys, let's take a quick listen to today's sponsor. A great reason why I'm able to provide so much content to you guys for free. I want to thank the Motley for sponsoring this video. The Motley is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You guys know I love finding new investing tools and resources to help me scout out new growth stocks. And right now I have a discount for one of my favorite services, the Fool offers. Through the Motley Fool Stock Advisor services, you get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month you'll get 2 new picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. Stock Advisor's average stock picks have done amazing returns. If growing your money is something you like to do more of this year, you can visit fool.com/Jose Najarro or click on the link below for access to my special offer and decide if the stock advisor is right for you. Thanks again to the Motley Fool, and now onto today's video. So Q2 product highlights, they released a lot of new products, right? The face cam, this is something they released a few weeks ago. A lot of content for streaming creators, right? So if you guys are familiar with Corsair, they have a lot of peripherals for gamers. They also make products for myself, for example, right? Streaming content creators. And I do believe this is a great place this company can grow in the future. So we can see keyboards, different types of headsets, different of towers, also different types of just components for your computer usage. For example, Corsair talks about their opportunity. Right now, they sold about 33 million Corsair units sold in the last 12 months, but there's over 459 million console players. There's about 617 million PC players. There's over 1 billion mobile players. And like I mentioned, they are kind of hitting the content creator platform. So the overall opportunity for Corsair is definitely there. I do want to say I am not a shareholder of Corsair, but it's definitely one that has been on my watch list lately. They are also talking that physical gatherings are kind of being replaced by gaming as the metaverse continues. So as this overall talks, and I do believe we're still pretty early stages of the metaverse, but as that continues, more of these content or more of these products are going to continue to sell better and better. If we take a look at their overall revenue segment, first is the gamer and creator peripherals. This was up about 40.9% compared to the same time last year. One of the main reasons were just the sales of Elgato branded streaming products. So these are the products that are meant for streaming content creators, for just content creators in general. And I do believe this is a segment that's going to continue. I've done a few videos on some social platforms that they're focusing on making their creator platform even stronger, and we're seeing a new amount of companies also creating either new forms of short or long-term video products. So I could see this creator peripherals continue to grow in the upcoming years. If we take a look at the gaming components and systems, this is also up 17.6% compared to the same time last year. Not a huge growth compared to the gamer and creator, but this drives most of this company's total revenue. It's about 67.2% of total revenue, and this is mainly driven by the overall consumers are spending more money building, for example, gaming computers that are worth over $2,000. I hope someone can build me a computer with that price. I definitely need one for this video editing system. And one thing that they do mention is the gaming components and system was one of those markets that was heavily, in fact, impacted by the increase in logistic cost. So the final thing I want to take a look at before giving my overall thoughts is their full year guidance for 2021. In the midpoint of net revenues, they expect somewhere about $2 billion. Compared to the same time last year for 2020, for the full year of 2020, they did about $1.7 billion. So that represents around, I want to say maybe 11, 12, 13% revenue growth. Not that big of a growth right now compared to some of these high growth monsters right now. This could be affecting a little bit the overall reaction of the stock price. I still believe 11 to 12% is strong. Some investors might not. The other thing I wanted to take a look at is adjusted EBITDA. They expect adjusted EBITDA of somewhere between mid $250 million. And this is compared to 2020 where they had about $213 million in adjusted EBITDA. Adjusted EBITDA, right? So they are still seeing strong growth in net revenues. They are still expecting strong growth in adjusted EBITDA. So overall, I do believe the company's earnings weren't that bad. We definitely talked about some of the points why the stock price dropped so much, but again, to me, not a holder of Corsair at the moment. If I was a holder right now, obviously the price reaction would freak me out, but based on earnings, it wouldn't really make me sell, right? Corsair is still a watch list on my portfolio, and who knows, maybe if it stays on these levels for next week purchases, Corsair could make the list. But at the moment, I still haven't decided. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good night, and see you next time.